The next 21st century skill, access and research. The laptops obviously have been a great tool for that. The Moodle video that we're going to show you is Jim Dembowski. He's an 8th grade math teacher. He's been one of our leaders with flipped learning at Fox River, which is where they can access their teaching at home as well as at school. He's just going to have a short video for you about how he does that.
Hi, this is Jim Dembowski at Fox River Middle School. And I'd like to share with you how I use videos and Moodle in my elementary algebra class. Suppose we are studying solving equations with variables on both sides. The students will go into Moodle, click on that link to that video, and the video pops open for them. Now when they're IN9, they would answer these questions and take notes. The great thing about my videos is that the students can pause them whenever they need to. They can rewind as many times as they like. And if they want, they can watch the video over and over and over. I also like to make my videos interactive. And how I do that is I have notes for them. Then I work out problems. Usually it's about 3 problems. As I hit play, you can see that my pen will write and you can hear my voice. After the students watch me do some sample problems for them, then they have an opportunity to do some problems on their own. So they would pause the video after I work out all of these for them, and where it says your turn, they would do problems on their own. Now I have a level 1, a level 2, and a level 3 problem that they can do. I do this for personalized learning. After they do those 3 problems, they watch me solve them and they score themselves. And depending on what their score is, will depend on what level assignment they do at the end for practice. I've had great success with these videos. The students really like them. And I've got great feedback from parents.
Okay, Darlene will come back to content creation. Collaboration is the last skill I'm going to talk about. This is a clip of Jenny Henskin's Moodle. It's actually her second Moodle she's created. She wanted to challenge her high ability students and have them collaborate across class hours to create projects instead of always working with the same people in the same class hours. So she created a separate Moodle from her science class called Lab Zone, and she's going to talk a little bit about what she has had them work on for her.
In addition to my life science Moodle, I created a new Moodle this year called the Lab Zone. Lab Zone was designed to personalize learning for students of higher ability by providing them with a more challenging informational text, vocabulary, lab simulations, and a place for them to share ideas about our life science curriculum. During the ecology unit, students read Sand County Almanac by Olga Leopold. This book allows students to think about how society and the student personally viewed and used the environment. Students were able to watch a video introducing Sand County Almanac and Olga Leopold. They also had a section where they discussed vocabulary words that they didn't understand, and this allowed the students to come up with meanings, to discuss the meanings, and to share ideas about the words, which is extremely important in science because there is so much new vocabulary, and Olga Leopold used a lot of different vocabulary. Students also were reading sections from Sand County in which they had questions to answer. So they would read certain pages and then have to select from one of these bullet points or all the bullet points depending on the assignment and discuss those things and also respond to each other's discussions. During our cells and arts unit, students are invited to the lab zone to look at a virtual lab on DNA microarray analysis, which is a growing technology in the field of genetic research. This allows students to experience some of the things that might happen in the lab without obviously going into a lab. I've used this site before. It's a very valid site, Learn Genetics through the University of Utah. So I'm excited for our students to be able to try that. They also have 2 other links right now to research more about genetics and to also share ideas as they come up with new ideas or new things they're researching to share the resources that they might have. I think that LabZone connects my students from different classes and allows them to communicate and collaborate even though they're not in the same physical space, very much like people in the business world do today. I'm excited about the Moodle as a place for my students and I to create, collaborate, grow, and communicate with each other.
So you notice that Rachel went through the blues: organization, communication, access, research, and collaboration. And we separated them out like that. We are doing content creation and we are doing critical thinking in our building. Our students are creating content daily. What we need to take a look at is how our students can create more original, higher level content in the future. And I'll explain that in a minute. We have been working on the critical thinking skills. We've worked with J.D. Pollock on the thinking skills. The teachers are using the thinking skills. We're beginning in our IN9s to have the students use the thinking skills. As we move forward, we really have to start to think about how our tool will use in our teaching and learning to take our students to deeper analyzation, systems analyzing, problem solving, and reasoning. Now with that said, the ones highlighted in the blue, basically any tool can do those things. Your smartphones, I don't have a smartphone, but your smartphones can do all that. You can organize, communicate, access, collaborate right with your smartphones. Our tool allows us to do those things. As we look to the future with analyzing and thinking about what type of tool we're going to need in the future at Fox River, we're going to have to really think about the tool and what it does to help us with the content creation and the critical thinking. Not every tool can help us to the high degree that we need. So that's something in the future. We're going to get to a slide of that in a minute. But I wanted you to be able to see a visual of these 2 pieces of the 21C skills are really driven by the tool you pick to use in the building. So with that said, once again, this slide is not new to you at all. We started back in 09-10, where we were as a building, a vision of what we wanted to do. In 10-11, we did the site visits. I had the 2 classrooms, the math, and I had the ELA classroom little pilot. In 11-12, we, in June, graciously, you people approved the one-on-ones for our building. With the help of Rachel, we spent the summer getting the open house ready for the parents, the implementation process ready, with Canon, getting all the computers coded, ready to get out. We did our parent informational night. We were ready to go on that last day in August for our orientation when the kids came, and we laid out our program in 11 and 12. When we moved to 12-13, we moved to the full-size laptops. A year ago, if you remember, we're in our 2nd year with full-size laptops. We continue to do some professional development in the building. We continue to have the parents, and we did some, Rachel put together online tutorials. Okay, we have online for the students and parents to be able to access our tutorials about our program. 13-14, we've added more after-school help. We've added the Monday Bites that I talked to you about that Rachel does. With the help of Canon and his tech department, we now have full-time persons, Jeremy, in our building. He's just a wonderful young human being, a man that just connects with our kids. He just loves the kids and the kids love him, and he helps them on how to take care of their computer, how to help them, he troubleshoots for them. It's been a huge addition in our building. We continue to pilot with our parent information, and this year we had the opportunity. We wanted to do it last year, but we missed the window, but we used the pilot speak-up survey. And what the speak-up survey is an opportunity for schools across the nation through the Project of Tomorrow. And what you do is we did a survey with our 8th grade students, their parents, our teachers, myself, and what we're going to do is we're going to get our results back in February, and it's 3 data points to help us with using our stakeholders to conduct a needs assessment of our building, create a vision for our 21C learning, and then use the data to strategically plan for our future. So Rachel and I are very excited to get our results back in February to see where that is going to take us. as we look at planning and implementation for the future, okay, as we move forward, once again, what would it look like? As we talk about, in the next slide, I'm going to talk a little bit about our data that we turn into the state. So I'm going to come back to bullet number 1. But we need to take an assessment of our current laptops to look to the future, as I pointed out in that one slide. If we're going to go deeper with the critical thinking, if we're going to go deeper with some of those things, we're going to have to take a look at what does the tool look like, what does the resource look like, and what can it do for us. So we're going to have to think about that. We've got 2017 on the horizon with the state mandates coming up with the college and career, the portfolio. How are we going to use the 21C skills? What will be the tool? What will be the resources that we have in the building as we work forward to implement this? When we look about the technology standards that are in the Common Core, we're using them right now, we're embedding them, but how are we going to take them deeper? How are we going to make them richer? What is the tool that's going to be to help us with that as we move forward?